Good evening. First to the shocking domestic violence allegations levelled against a police security officer. Deanna Williams joins us live. Dee, he's accused of threatening to kill his wife with his own service weapon.
Rosanna, he was on duty on one of those occasions, but she was too scared to report it because, in her own words, he worked for the police. Tim Waverley Morrison is standing trial here in the District Court. The judge heard during the course of their marriage his controlling behaviour escalated to verbal, physical and financial abuse. The prosecutor said on one occasion, while on shift and in uniform, Morrison placed the barrel of his police-issue firearm to his wife's chest, allegedly telling her, "This is how easily I could hurt you." On a second, he held a kitchen knife to her neck and demanded to see her phone. The prosecutor said Morrison fat-shamed her and discouraged her from seeing family and friends. The 36-year-old father of two is charged with aggravated assault and threatening to kill or endanger life. The alleged offences occurred at Aldinga Beach between June and October 2019. Morrison's interstate lawyer said his client strongly disputes the allegations and his wife's credibility will be put to the test, and she'll be a key witness during the 4-day trial. Rosanna?
Thank you, Dee. An Enfield family of 4 has lost everything after a ferocious blaze ripped through their inner north home. They managed to get out just in the nick of time, escaping with only the clothes on their backs.
A firestorm erupts on Bath Street as embers and sparks light up the night sky just after 2 a.m.
Looked out the window and saw flames rising 10 to 15 feet already.
And I could see the fire and I said, "Oh my God, was it not him?" And I started crying and everything.
A couple and their 2 children were asleep inside the Enfield home, managing to just escape the inferno.
They were home at the time, did go to bed and woke up to the fire and flames.
It was absolutely horrific. It took on very quickly.
Firefighters managed to stop the blaze from spreading to neighbouring properties as the family could only watch on in despair.
We all like family. I can't believe how can this happen. Thank to God they are safe.
He said we've lost absolutely everything.
All 4 occupants were taken to hospital for smoke inhalation.
And we found out they're sitting next door and the ambulance was there, and then we took them to the hospital.
A charcoal barbecue that hadn't been fully extinguished is believed to have sparked the blaze.
And it appears that a fire pit was left unattended under a pergola on a deck. Make sure that it's in a safe spot to start with and that it's extinguished before leaving it unattended.
Despite almost losing everything, the family says they're determined to rebuild. For now, they'll stay with friends as they begin the long task of putting their lives back together.
They might have to start their life from scratch, but we're with them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'm happy they 4 are safe. At least that's the main thing, they are safe.
Yeah.
Jonathan Edwards, 7 News.
An elderly pedestrian has been killed after being struck by a van in the state's southeast. It's the 5th fatality on our roads in as many days, prompting police to make a desperate plea for drivers to buckle up and pay attention.
Before sunrise at Dry Creek, 13 vehicles in a chain reaction crash that stranded commuters for up to 3 hours.
This is the worst ever.
A second pile-up at Globe Derby about the same time had the north-south motorway looking like a demolition derby. 18 cars damaged, 2 injured and 4 drivers fined.
People just lose patience. They're tailgating, getting aggressive. People are fearful that they're going to be crashed into.
Police patience also tested, crews attending a 5th fatality on our roads in as many days. A 70-year-old overseas pedestrian hit and killed at 8 Mile Creek in the state's southeast in the early hours of the morning. A 31-year-old van driver assisting police. While at Brinkley near Murray Bridge, a wrecked work ute, the 40-year-old driver losing control and slamming into a tree, taken to the RAH in a critical condition.
Major crash investigators remained on scene here for several hours, piecing together the cause.
Police today also stressing the need to wear seatbelts.
38% of lives lost have been contributed to dangerous road use and 29% surprisingly to seatbelts.
This afternoon, another driver caught out not driving to conditions, their ute spinning out of control into oncoming traffic, again on the north-south motorway.
We talk about it all the time about driving to the conditions, and people just think it's a throwaway line, but it actually is real.
Hayden Nelson, 7 News.
And a drunk driver's lost his licence and written off his car after a crash at Stonyfell. The 26-year-old from Windsor Gardens slammed his Hyundai into a tree on Heatherbank Terrace just after midnight. Police say he blew more than 4 times the legal limit. He's also been reported for aggravated driving without due care. South Australians are being warned to keep an eye out around Stobie poles after a series of bizarre vandalism attacks. 4 have been severed in a matter of weeks, with authorities saying it's lucky no one's been killed.
It's a bizarre act of vandalism that can have deadly consequences.
It is shocking, it is stupid and it is brazen.
Stobie poles slashed at the base, leaving high voltage infrastructure exposed.
Critical infrastructure that elevates power lines, which are of themselves dangerous.
3 have been struck at Cobbler Creek Recreation Park in Salisbury East and another along Harris Road at Concordia, causing most to topple over.
Putting not just the person doing it, but the community at large at severe risk.
Gusty winds enough to bring the ton of concrete crashing down,
which carry the potential to cause injury, electrocution and death.
But what's the motive? That's the question on everyone's minds. SA Power Networks admits it has no idea, with most of the poles containing little to no copper. Financial gain seems to be out of the equation.
Whoever is doing this, or the people that are doing this, simply do not understand the severe risks that their behaviour is carrying.
It's suspected the same vandals are behind the attacks, given their location and proximity, as well as the need for specialised equipment.
It involves the using of probably an angle grinder.
The public is being asked to keep an eye out for any suspicious behaviour. Madison Stanley, 7 News.
Northern suburbs commuters were given a shock this afternoon, with thick smoke seen drifting over the Homemaker Centre at Jepps Cross. A Mercedes-Benz caught fire on Matthews Road near the entrance to the car park. Police say the fire's not suspicious, with an electrical fault being blamed. The orange wave seems a little smaller tonight, with a new poll showing Labor and Anthony Albanese now ahead of One Nation. The coalition slipped further to a historic low, one Liberal frontbencher even suggesting it's time for a rebrand.
The Prime Minister turns parking officer.
Keep going.
Welcoming Vanuatu's leader.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
Inking a watered-down security deal, with Australia remaining the partner of choice. China denied a military base, and Beijing's investments in Vanuatu made public.
There's nothing to hide. Our government is transparent.
At a price.
We, of course, are providing support for economic development.
As his government's political support shows signs of recovery, Labor's primary vote up 3 to 33%, One Nation down 2 to 29%, and the coalition collapsing to an historical low of just 17%.